Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to week 5 of the Hold Fast Drafting League. Today I will be your commentator and only commentator today, Red. If you haven't already know who I am, well, now you have. My name is Red. I'm going to be your match day commentator today, talking and going about how this game is going to go down. Today we have the Knights Templars versus the Detroit Waivers in week 5, in the last week of the regular game. Let's take a look right now at the our HDL league standings for the top players in the league. As you see, we have Skull reigning in at the top with 179 kills. He's going to most likely break that 200 kill barrier after tonight's match, as well as Hotspot, going to most likely beat the 150 barrier. Followed by that goes Doja, Polish, Zoft, Chrome, Ekwall, Adam the Meta, D8, 9, 10, Clout, Sunk, King Monkey, Paprika, Wi-Fi Bills, Shadow, Jerry, 2B Charles, Woot, Jimmy, and Reddish. These are your top players in HDL. And while we're talking about matches today, let's go to the leaderboard right now for our HDL standings. As you can see, the Detroit Waivers are in second, while the Knights Templars follow just behind the Golden Phantoms in 4th place. Fellowship has taken a hold of the league this whole season and is trying to come with another win tonight. Leading the league in most kills is Fellowship, while leading the most deaths is the Midland Farmers. The best impact of all teams goes right back up to the Fellowship. And let's take a look here at the match day, or let's look at the fixtures for other HDL matches that are going on today. As you can see, the Golden Phantoms face Task Force 141 at starting just a couple minutes ago. At 9:40, the Fellowship of the Ring versus the Midland Farmers. Fellowship trying to stay in the league, as Task Force is also trying to get their first win of the season. Knights Templars and the Detroit Waivers are playing tonight. Let's quickly look at the match day facts for you today. As you can see, there is a lot going on here. 2-2 to 3-1. We got a prediction of 60% chance that the Knights Templars are going to take the win tonight, with a higher team impact than the Detroit Waivers for this match. It's going to be intriguing, to say the least. Now, when I talked this morning, I talked to some of the coaches, and they have given a good response to today's match. We'll go first with Grumbler. When I asked him to comment on the match, he said, quote, "Nah," end quote, by Grumbler. I think there's some secrecy there, and we'll see if that changes after the match. On the other field, Huddy said, quote, we're gonna be coming out today, playing our game. We're gonna stick to our mechanics, trust that we will use R&B to stay alive and put these guys down. Those are your quotes for the day. Let's see. It's going to be a great game today. These teams today are going to be trying to win and get an advantage for the playoffs. If Templars wins, they have a better chance on facing an easier opponent in the playoffs. If the Detroit Waivers win, they have a higher chance in winning and becoming first, if Fellowship and Phantoms lose, to be able to face the number 6 seed. Let's take a look here Now, while the players get ready, getting ready soon as well. After the first round, we will go through our top players we're going to be looking at for today. But until then, let's look up at the lineup for today for the Templars. Let's take a look here. We got Rob, Lob, Noteglow, Degma, Jacob, Gerald, Thunder, Soviet Pup, Landon, Huddy, Daubau, Gustav, Jimmy, Loganos, Hunter, Harris, Helm, Pride, Charles, Wooster, Rizzy, Cloud, Chrome, Chester Doors, Amy, Enderpuff, Spicy Paper, and Bucket for the Chivalry Templars. We go straight into round one with not a lot happening. Detroit Waivers breaking up in the middle and seeming like they have won the full somewhat of the left, somewhat of the right side, taking down Amy, but Amy's holding real tight against this 3v1. Chivalry Templars are coming back to come help. A perfect regroup here for the big team. Chivalry Templars coming in and taking them out. A 1v1 for the last man over here. Adam versus Landon Sells. Adam takes a hit onto Landon. Adam is going to go for the outmost Jimmy for this regroup, but Huddy takes in with a sneaky attack. 1-0 Templars. Let's take a look tonight at our starters. For here, the best of the team. We have Cloud, Chrome, Gerald, Rob, and Bucket. These are the people you should look out for the Knights Templars. And on the Detroit Waivers, we have Jake, McDiddy, Doja, Rufus, and Adam. These are your best players in the matches, so yeah, we will be taking a look at them. Highest KD, highest impact out of all of them has to go with Chrome with an exact 2.0, followed up by Adam, then Cloud. Into round two, we're going to be taking a look soon at the Detroit Waivers lineup after this next round. Round two is away and gone. McDiddy, Adam, and Jake coming off to the side. Adam with a perfect pick against McDiddy, trying to play aggressive with Pilot, taking down Noteglow. The whole left side of the Detroit Waivers took down their whole flank and are shooting out the Templars. Templars are trying to seem to regroup, trying to get an organized group going while the Waivers are giving pressure. A really good regroup. It looks like the Detroit Waivers are in favor of this regroup. Detroit Waivers taking out a bunch in the back while Templars are doing a similar amount. Pride taking the kill, going up to Danny G and taking him out as well. Hazen versus Helm, 1v1 with Hybrido coming in. Helm taking him down. Hybrido backing off to go see if he can get a regroup. Instead goes back against Helm. Adam dies to Cloud in a 2v1. It's a 2v3. Hybrido trying to get back to his fellow teammates to make this a 2v3. Now a 1v3 with Helm going down by Peyton. It is now 1-1 Detroit Waivers. Let's take a look here at the Detroit Waivers for their match. We have Grumbler, Ed, Marty, John, Jared Goff, Charles, Jane, Hybrido, Frosty, Muzzy, Anime Woman Enjoyer, Wraith, Boobles, Tweakin, Danny G, Mitch the Dog Swag, Some Dude, Southpaw, Peyton Hazen, Steady, Doja, Football, Rufus, Opex, Pilot, McDiddy, Adam, The Meta, and Jake. This is your lineup for the Detroit Waivers here in tonight's match. Jake. Going into round 3. Adam going with this hard attack while Pilot backing up with McDiddy. A lot of fight going on in the back. It seems pretty tame over here on the left side for the Detroit Waivers. Down goes Templars while the Detroit Waivers are sweeping through, leaving no mercy behind. Huddy getting tangled in a 1v2, but not without the Templars coming in to back up. The Detroit Waivers are trying to quarantine some of the players. Seemed like it worked. Templars are scouring through with Adam left. It is now a 1v5 with Harius, with Pride taking down Adam. Templars are up by 1. It is 2-1 for the Templars. Let's take a look here at the top. We have Adam, who is in the lead right now, who is helping the Detroit Waivers 10-3, OPEX 7-2, Doja, the mid farmer, 6-3. We have Chrome for the Templars 9-3, Priad 8-0, has not died once, but has played all the rounds. Surprisingly, that is something. Going into round 4 here. Detroit Waivers helping Templars, pushing through on the left side here, just powering through, coming now to sweep across, while the Detroit Waivers have also simultaneously won on the other side. A perfect regroup coming up, but the Detroit Waivers are favored in this regroup. Here, Bucket and Jimmy versus Muzzy and Pilot on the sides here in front of us. Muzzy take Bucket now in a 2v1 here. And not without a couple team kills. That Bucket falls to McDiddy 2-2. Detroit Waivers. It seems like this is going to be a tough game today. That's why I also picked it, because it is going to be a great game to see for this season. Let's take a look here now at the predictions for the playoffs. As you can see here, we have the Knights Templars with 16%, Task Force 141 hanging with only 10%, Golden Phantoms with 19%, the Midland Farmers 13%, Fellowship holding the most chunks with 22%, followed behind Detroit Waivers. Now, I will say after this win today, the Detroit Waivers have a higher chance of getting into the championship and becoming the champions of HDL Season 7. Going into round 5, Detroit Waivers are putting pressure on the far side of the Templars. Rumbler going in for a nasty pick, but Bucket and Spicy Paper trying to get the 2v1 with a perfect up-down. Sweeping through, the Templars are trying to stop with a perfect regroup now. Some are turning over. Waivers are trying to form a whole wall right here. Not a lot of spreading out. Chrome going in for a pick. Getting it, but falls down. Snapping Turtle with a perfect block there. Joining in and taking him down. Templars coming to get OPEX as the one of the last man. McDiddy and Adam last left fighting. McDiddy falling down into the arms of Wooster. Bucket taking down Adam 3-2. Templars. Knights Templars. take a look here at the stats right now. See who is carrying the team. Adam with 17-4 and Chrome 17-5. They are definitely carrying the team for both sides. Going into round 6 here. John from BW from the Detroit Waivers falling back. There's 2 Johns in. Nope, just another John. Templars are winning on the far right side. Detroit Waivers are seeming like they're trying to get a regroup, but does not seem like they can successfully do it. So I'm falling behind. Hybrido taking on a 3v1. Ender Puff, Charles, and Wooster. Seems like Hybrido falls to Charles. Or Ender Puff, excuse me. With the Templars winning against the Detroit Waivers 4-2. Templars are putting in a lot more gas in the tank this time to take down the Detroit Waivers and come out with a victory today. It's going to be intriguing to see if they can keep this up. How most teams I've seen so far in HDL are like a dead engine. They will start driving, they'll start going, they'll start getting in a few couple wins, and then right then and there they will just lose a lot more rounds than they can pull off in wins. So let's see if Templars can break that and come in with a bunch of wins to start. The more wins, the higher the morale, and the lower morale for the Detroit Waivers. Going into round 6 here. Adam and McDiddy. McDiddy falling. Adam fighting Lob here. Pilot coming up to help him with a perfect up and down from Adam and Pilot. Harrius falls to Hybrido. Hybrido and Pride. Templars trying to get a regroup going. A successful regroup. Templars are in favor of this regroup matchup here. We got Ender Puff splitting it off. Pilot falls behind it. Gustav takes down Adam, jumping over, letting a small team kill, I believe, come through. Templars coming up to regroup. 4 left for the Detroit Waivers. They're not going down without a fight. Falling to the knees, Doja, Rufus, and last, Hybrido falls to the Knights Templars with Cloud taking it, but not without a team kill again. It is 5-2, the Knights Templars. Let's take a look here at the stats. It's a pretty even matchup still. I don't know why the stats are saying that the Detroit Waivers have a chance. They still do no matter what, but I believe it's now falling down to 40%, now 49%. But let's take a look here. Doja, the mid farmer, 14-6. Peyton, 13-5. Opex, 12-6. And McDiddy, 10-5. Cloud, 13-4. Amy, 14-5. Spicy Paper, 10-6. And Wooster, 11-3. Of course, Adam and Chrome on the top as we go into round 8 with a false start. Falling down here. Which is never something you want to see, but at least there was no fight. So they're starting it again for another round into round 8. Here we go. As they converge, and another false start again. I believe on the Detroit Waivers there. Another false start. That's a second false start. That I've never seen that. I've seen one, but I've never seen a second one in a row. It could possibly be a third one too. Let's see. Luckily not. It is not a false start. Going into round 8 this time. Detroit Waivers are putting the pressure on the Templars, but Lob and Rob unfazed by this. Detroit Waivers seemingly split up the middle and getting rid of everybody from the left Detroit Waivers are in favor of this regroup here. The Templars with one of their best players. Let's see if they can come with a comeback here with a 6v10. And the Templars are starting to fall one by one without a single kill. Enderpuff with the last one alive. 5-3. Detroit Waivers taking a win for the round. A good break from the previous 3 rounds won from the Templars. Take a look at the bottom stats of the table here. We got at the stop: Steady, Charles, Grumbler, Danny G, Jared Goff, Hazen, Hybrido Frosty, Jake, Jane, Vala, Muzzy, John, Southpaw Football, Anime Woman Short, and Mitch Dog Swag. On the Templar side, we got Snapping Turtle, Riziano, Gustav, Soviet Pup, Daobao, Logano, Snowglow, Harris, Dakma, Lob, Jow, Rob, Jacob, Coop, Chan, and Hunter. Those are your bottom stats going into round 9 here. 5-3. Templars are in the lead here, playing more aggressive against the Detroit Waivers here. John getting stuck in a 2v1, but not going down without taking one with him. Lob sweeping through the field. 2B Lob sweeping through the field here with only 2 Detroit Waivers down. Football and Danny G falling to the blade of Amy. Detroit Waivers 3, Knights Templars 6. Knights Templars 6. Now, if I was the Detroit Waivers, what I would be trying to do is trying to switch up, make sure I have everything changed. You know, as you can see, Marty's taking a look. Rumbler is going to be trying to move some people around. It worked the last round. Let's see if it can continue to work here. Let's take a look here on the Templar side. Templars are stacking their mid here with great mid players. But let's see if that's enough to get rid of the one and only Doja. Doja going for a pick. Did not kill him, but went with a hit. Falling to Gustav's hand. Right there. The Knights Templar taking down Adam with a perfect up and down. Spicy Paper, Enderpuff, and Amy are going for Charles. Charles falls down. Cloud and Turtle. Turtle takes down another person. 7-3 Knights Templars. Knights Templars are showing off that they are doing really well here. If they can keep up this pace, they are most likely going to be winning this. Grumbler right now looking like he's going to be trying to go for a timeout here, trying to see what's the issue with his team. And what I have seen here is it is just the flanks. Flanks are what's losing. I would say play calm, let them play aggressive, find their faults, and go for that. They have Doja in the middle. I would also say tell Doja to slow down just a little bit. Playing aggressive does not mean you can get kills. Rumbler seeing like he got everybody ready and situated going into round 11. 7-3 Templars in the lead here. And it looks like Doja falls again. And on the far right side, the Templars are going to be sweeping through as their flanks have destroyed again. McDiddy trying to help Chester and get a regroup, but fails. Ed getting himself farther away from the fight just to save his skin. And doing a ring around the rosy, falling to Spicy Paper. Templars just taking down everybody they see in their path and going down with it. This football is the last Detroit Waiver falls. 8-3 Knights Templars. Now, if I was the Knights coaching staff, I would be exhilarated. Tell them to keep up the pace, apply the pressure, and keep going. A pressure is never what someone wants to see, but at the same time, let's since we're up this high, let's not make any more mistakes. Grumbler with the first timeout. Detroit Waivers are officially down to 1 timeout left. So we will be seeing how they will situate on that. Detroit Waivers. Let's take a look here at the stats. At the top, we got Adam 24-10, Chrome 27-9. Pulling out, I would believe that by the end of the night, Adam can probably break away with a 40 kill bomb. Same with Chrome. Enderpuff will most likely get up to 40 or even drop a 50 bomb in blocks. Top assist of the game has to go with Cloud with 16 assisted kills. Players on the bottom of the track, we have a lot of players playing really well, but some need to step it up. So we have seen that some of them are lacking, but what I would say is you just need to have high morale and support your team. If you win once, like a great coach once said, it doesn't matter if it's whatever side you were on, if you're on the left or right side, if you win and you still died, you still played a part. As long as your side wins, it doesn't matter if you died or not. Going into round 12, Jake and Rob feeling each other out over there, while the Detroit Waivers taking down the whole left side. Templars falling back, trying to get a regroup, and a successful regroup. It seems like the Detroit Waivers are in favor of this regroup here, but it also seems like the tides have turned with the Templars just massacring them, but it doesn't seem like it would be enough for the Detroit Waivers falling through and slicing them like butter. Rob is left at the Templars. Let's see if he can clutch up here, but instead falls down to Tweakin, not without another TK from the Detroit Waivers. 8-4, Detroit Waivers are slowly coming up with it. They are slowly bringing back more rounds and slowly becoming a very more formalized team. I do have to say the Detroit Waivers map here is a very good one. I love their map here of the trains. I see that they're trying to resemble it's Detroit, but yeah, it's a little too quiet for Detroit. Let's take a look here going into round 13. Detroit Waivers looking like they're going to be playing a little more passive this round as the Templars play aggressive, trying to wrap around here. Spicy getting a little antsy here, trying to see if he can pick off someone and go for a fast one. Enderpuff trying not to die here, but helping. John is the last to left on the left side. Charles killing Spicy Paper in a TK. You never want to see that happen, because in a TK that far gone, it could almost ruin your chances. A regroup attempted by the Templars failed. Detroit Waivers are in favor of this regroup, and they are just dying to the blades of the Detroit Waivers. Waivers getting a lot of TKs, I will say, near the end. Now, it does not matter how many TKs you get at the end, but it does not look good if it happens mid-match, I would say. Let's actually take a look here at the TK counts for both teams. The highest person with the most TKs goes to the Rufus for the Detroit Waivers. He's just going through anybody he sees, following by Doja. Top two TKers of the game are both on the Detroit Waivers. That's going to definitely play an effect here, because it could soon bite them in the rear again. going into round around 15, I believe. Round 14, excuse me. Detroit Waivers looking like they are winning, but winning on the left side, but Templar is destroying them on the right. Templars are going to be trying to sweep through, trying to stop the Detroit Waivers from getting a regroup, and it looks like it's successful, blocking the two groups. Hybrido falls down as the last man for the Detroit Waivers to Chan. Detroit Waivers falling 9-5. Templars are winning in this outstanding lead here. Let's take it. I believe my guessing is correct with this. Let's pull up the match today facts again. I did think that Templars were going to come out with this victory today with a 60% chance, with a 60% chance of winning. And it's looking like it's slowly but surely coming to that. Going into round 15, the Templars are taking a slightly more passive approach. They're not bending the curve as much as they have been. But a split off into the middle, broken up by Doja and Vala. Vala seeming to not finish the fight over on the left side, instead going over to the right to try to get some free picks. It's a bold move there. They're lucky that did not spiral into something more detrimental to the team. Templars 5. Detroit Waivers are definitely in favor of this regroup. Templars falling to the feet of the Detroit Waivers in that round. It is 6-9, or 9-6. Detroit Waivers. The Detroit Waivers falling behind only by 3 rounds. Let's take a look here. The stats here. Chrome 32-12. It's most likely that he will be at 40 by the end of the night. Adam is slowly getting up to past 30. It's been a couple rounds. He's been falling recently. Doja 24-11. Enderpuff 24-12. Amy 23-9. Huddy 23-10. Cloud 19-10. Rufus 22-12. Some dude 20-10, and Boobles 16-12. Those are your top 5 players for both teams. As we go into round 16 of the Knights Templars versus the Detroit Waivers. John holding back here a far stretch. The Templars breaking up into the middle here. Helm trying to go for it. As you see the Knights Templar sweeping through. The flank side here does not seem to be broken up. Templars are having a struggle here, trying to get rid of them. It seems like the Templars will fall, but Bucket does not want to go down without a fight, but sadly falls without taking anybody with him. Can Enderpuff take one person at least? He does not. Templars going in for a regroup, trying to give him pressure. Templars are in favor of this regroup here. But it seems like the Detroit Waivers aren't going to go down without a fight, taking a bunch with them. John taking 2, ending up with John falling to the blade of Templar Rob. 10-6 for the match. Templars looking like they only need 5 more rounds to take the victory away. From what I heard, the Templars had to fly out to the Detroit Waivers. It was a 6-hour flight for them, and they showed up last night, so they are not really as prepared as they are, but we'll see if that does play an effect. If they get this away victory, they'll be happy to go back on a flight back to their home back to their home state and their home stadium to fight in the playoffs. Now, everybody in the playoffs for HDL does play, but I've already settled in my prediction for that. I will say it later in a bit. Going into round 17. Jared taking a lot. Rob with a killing spree. Hazen and John trying to double team, get this going. John coming to help, but Hazen falls. Ed coming to help. It looks like the Templars are going to try to stop them from regrouping here, and it seems like they did it successfully. Stopped a regroup from the Detroit Waivers that could be detrimental. Templars winning that round 11-6 here tonight at the Templar v Detroit Waiver match. Adam finally breaking the 30 wall. Chrome, I believe, will be hitting a 50 kill bomb tonight. That is a for sure, and like I guess predicts, Enderpuff will come with a 50 block bomb. He will be having an incredible night right now, but for right now it looks like the player of the match has to be going to Chrome unless something changes up. If Adam can swing this game and upset the Templars, as it stands, Chrome is in the spot for player of the match. Going into round 18, Templars are in the lead by 5. But let's see if the Detroit Waivers can stop their rush of winning. Templars circling around, trying to make a capsule for their flank. It does not seem like it worked well. Marty fighting off a 1v2 while Jake is taking down Bucket. Marty is stopping the 1v2 and trying to help Jake. Jake does not seem like he knows what he's doing, but it seems like he's still blocking with a great amount. Marty going for a cheap shot, but falling to Amy. Jake in the 1v3. Templars are trying to regroup while the Detroit Waivers, it's a 6v4. The Detroit Waivers playing a smart play, trying to block off the Templars from regrouping. Let's see if they have enough time to take down these Templars, and it seems like they do not have enough time. Danny G is all left alone in this 1v5, falling to the blade of Amy. 12-6. The Templars are in the lead. Grumbler calls his last and final time out here for tonight's match. Grumbler is definitely going to be talking to his team, seeing what the issue is, seeing if there could be anything. Now, we haven't checked up on Doja, but last I checked, Doja was playing very aggressive in the mid and falling easily. Playing aggressive is not the way, but also playing very passive is not the way either. If I were them, I would start stacking up the middle and just trying to break through. Their flanks fall all the time. I'm saying go for just the middle. If you break the middle and split the Templars into two, it's going to be a hard way. It's going to be a lot harder to get a good regroup in. There would be a lot of people dead before that regroup gets going. But right now, Grumbler is saying, it's 12-6. It is definitely possible to win. Let's try. Let's put in our effort, and let's not give up so easily here. Let's take a look here. The Tweakin' is doing a phenomenal job tonight. We have... Oh, never mind. He's actually just playing really even here. Going after the timeout and the brief pause. Oh. Perfect. There we go. Now, Templars and Detroit Waivers fighting it off again in round 19. Templars just taking down the sides. And it seems like the Detroit Waivers is possibly winning the left flank, but also falling. Templars have no mercy when it comes to fighting them. Cloud fighting against Steady. Harrius coming from behind. Steady looking for the hit. Can Harrius come and take away this win? It does not seem... Oh, it seemed like he did. but Sylvia Pup took the kill. Rufus falling to Laganos, 13-6. The Templars are in the lead. Detroit Waivers are needing to either pull off a Detroit miracle, or the Templars are going to be taking this win away. Let's see if they have changed their flank or anything like that. We have Mitch Dog Swag, Muzzy Grumbler, Jake, and Goff for their first 5 flank. And then on their right, they have Ed, Adam McDiddy, Pilot, and Opex. For the Templars, they have Rob, Lob, Notglow, Dadma, and Coop. And on the other side, Bucket, Spicy Pepper, Amy, Enderpuff, and Thunder. Let's take a look here at their middle. A TK, but it looks like a good fight down the middle. Detroit Waivers swinging on the left side. You can see a sea of blue cars. They are looking like they're coming down without a fight. The Templars trying to get a pretty early regroup. The Detroit Waivers are going to be trying to encircle them, and it looks like it seems to be winning. The Templars are not coming down without a fight. Bucket taking a couple with him, but not without the Waivers taking another win. It is 13-7 Detroit Waivers. Now it's totally possible now that the Detroit Waivers can come back with a Detroit miracle. But we got to see if the Knights Templars can stay on this winning, this hot winning, I wouldn't say streak. They lost their streak, but they just got out of the hot winning streak to bring them up to 13. Let's take a look here. Adam breaking 40 blocks and breaking the 30 kill. Chrome only at 42. But we go into round 21. A harder pressure on the left side for the Detroit Waivers. Templars are slowly but surely picking them off. Detroit Waivers winning on the left flank and are trying to converge. The Templars are going to be playing smart and trying to get a regroup in before the Templars can. Can Hazen get away from the Templars? It does not seem so. It seems like he falls into it. Notglow trying to hold them off so the Templars can get it. Spinning around like a disco ball, but falling to Danny G's blade. A even matchup. It looks like Detroit Waivers are in favor of this regroup, though. But 2 team kills from the Detroit Waivers. It seemed like that is going to cost them this round there. Rufus is the last one. It is a 1v5 now. Rufus, if he can do this, it will be intriguing to see, but he falls to Enderpuff. 14-7 Templars. Now, the Detroit Waivers were in favor of that regroup, and they had the chance, but 2 TKs happened, which ultimately became detrimental to that win. A simple mistake turning into a loss for the Detroit Waivers. Let's take a look here at it. We got Adam, 34-17, up close to breaking the barrier. Chrome, he has 1 almost run round, maybe 2 left to break that 50 kill barrier. If he does, I would say he had a phenomenal match. Let's take a look at the bottom stats right now. Yeah, Templars are doing wonderful. Going into the match point, McDiddy being slow. It looks like a false start for both sides. I believe it's the Templars. That is the 3rd false start this match so far. That is intriguing to see. But let's see here, going to a match point round. Can the Detroit Waivers still hold on to a small bit of hope while facing the Templars? Going into a match point round here. Ed onto the side, trying to play aggressive against Rob. Rob holding him off, but Lob falls down to make Diddy. Rob getting into the groove. Let's see if he can continue with this 2v1. He's doing Ring Around Rosie while Rufus falls down. Rob is not giving up with a fight. Soviet Pup going for a 2v1. Falls down to Doja, and Woman Enjoyer. No Glow is also in it. But Templars coming through to sweep up the Detroit Waivers 15-7.
The British are victorious.
The Templars have won against the Detroit Waivers in the last week of HDL regular season. Ladies and gentlemen, the Knights Templar, a very good team, fell to the Detroit Waivers fell to a good team, the Knights Templars. A very good match for the Templars, taking away a good sweep against the Detroit Waivers. Let's see here if we can get a post-game interview with both coaches, see if they would like to talk and give us a little bit of an insight to how they were. In other news, Golden Phantoms swept the Task Force 141 15-0. I believe the Midland Farmers are the last. Midland Farmers versus Fellowship are the last match that is still going on tonight, if I'm correct. Am I right, chat? I'm just gonna say I believe so. Let's see if we, see if we can get Buddy into here. All right, we got our first one. Let's take a look here in just a moment. The Detroit Waivers lost to the Knights Templars. We are going to have our first person interview, aka Coach Huddy, the Knights Templars. We're going to be asking him how his victory was. I would say give it a quick sec here. Difficulties. Seems like they want me to go look at the other match here.
All right, go look at the other match. No worries.
No. Perfect. No. Ooh. Grumbler, come back. No. All right. Putty, a beautiful win tonight against the Detroit Waivers. I wanted to get your thoughts and comments on the match, on, getting up to 15-7. You guys were a train to be reckoned with.
Honestly, today I thought the whole team played outstanding today. Even our lower half of players, and that really contributed to the success today. And we stuck to the game plan, and the game plan worked.
Now, do you think that this game is a good tester for the playoffs? Do you believe that after this match you are ready for the playoffs?
Yeah, I'd say we're ready for the playoffs. I think every match that we played has really contributed to what we'll see in playoffs, just to get a taste of what every team has. If I do recall, top 2 teams get a bye. Is that right, Graham?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So that means.
But I think you guys will be playing week 1 most likely.
Yeah. So who would we be playing week 1? Do you think?
Either I'm assuming the Farmers lost. Yeah, they lost. They lost. Okay, so you're either going to be playing Farmers or Task Force.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I think every match we've played has contributed to what we'll see in the playoffs here, and we'll just adapt, and once we know our opponent, we'll lock in accordingly and go from there.
Well, Huddy, it's been a wonderful match. A wonderful match that you played. I can't wait to see you guys in the playoffs next week. Congratulations, Coach Huddy, on the win today. Coach Grum, a tough loss for the Detroit Waivers. What was going on with I would say with a lot of TKs in the game today?
Yeah, I think it's just gotta work out some kinks. I think, I think some people felt a little bit too tight because 30 people, that was their first time there, so just gotta work on the spacing a little bit, get the shifts going around, and then people just gotta be ready for those dives.
And do you think that this is a great I don't want to say turning a loss into something good, but I would say this loss will help know what the issues or some of, like you said, some of the kinks for the team to help prepare you guys for the playoffs?
Yeah, we just gotta probably do some more fight nights, get some practice in, and go from there.
All right. Thank you, Coach Grum, and thank you, Coach Huddy. I hope you guys well for the playoffs, and have a good rest of the night.
All right.
Thank you kindly. Enjoy the rest of your night, too.
A tough loss for the Detroit Waivers, but it does not matter because the Templars take the win there. Gonna go now to another match that is still going on. Someone told me to go into there, so we're going to take a look at the Midland Farmers versus the Fellowship of the Ring. We're gonna take a quick look there, see if not, it's totally fine. I don't know if it's still going on. And it seems like it's finished. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to say a moment to thank you all for tonight's game. Next week is the HDL Season 7 playoffs. We have all 6 teams fighting for the game. We'll see who can take away the victory and who is going to end up being knocked out of the playoffs. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Red, and this is HDL.